Selangor. And we have Dr. Muhammad Naim from School of Communication from Selangor also. Okay, all right. So it is good for us to know our colleagues. For those of you who have just joined, please switch on your camera. This is a normal UOW protocol during meetings and trainings. Okay, I know some of you may be walking up and down. Dr. Muhammad Naim is still walking around. I can see background. Oh, it's going to rain. Look at it. It's very dark. Kat Selangor ni mesti. KL, Selangor rains every afternoon. Okay. All right. So now, what is the objective? Now, the objective of Acid Trip basically is to serve as an induction program for new lecturers. So when we're talking about that, it is new lecturers, fundamentals in teaching and learning. So when we talk about new lecturers here, we are talking about not only new as like not taught before, even those who have taught for many years, banyak tahun already. But when they join us from different institution, they have different understanding. So acid trip is also important for them. Let me tell you guys, I have heads of schools who have been teaching for 20 years, 25 years, but they will still be required to join acid trip.
The old school.
Yes, Dr. Abdullah Sulaimi, you asked a question? No, maybe it was just unmuted. Then to integrate teaching and learning with research, to compel research and pedagogical deliverables from lecturers, and of course to encourage interdepartmental sharing and facilitation. One very important element when we are looking into being a colleague and staff in UOW Malaysia is we need to understand that we are not in a silo. Later, you're going to hear that, especially on matters of research, we are encouraging interdisciplinary research. We want interdisciplinary research to be done where you research with your colleagues, business with engineering, engineering with hospitality, communication with law, and so on. This is what we are trying to push. I believe your heads have already told you just 2 days ago, it was the closing for FRGS grant. Ada kan? FRGS grant. So I hope, I saw the list. Because the list comes to me, I have a read and say, oh, Penang got quite a few submissions. UG got quite a few submissions also. So it is good. So now we are just hoping how many can we get. Because as I explained to you, dulu when we were college, research is jika boleh. But now, as a university and university college, it is not an option. It is not an option. It is something that diperlukan, it has to be done, and it has to be encouraged by every level and every colleague in the institution. Okay? So, I'm going to start off with a little bit of hari ini dalam sejarah. So, this is a historical lesson. So you got no choice lah. This one is something that you all can just listen. Any questions you all can ask. The reason why this is important is because many times when you do education fair, you meet parents and so on. A lot of them may still be a little bit not very sure. UOW, where is it? Is this a new institution? So when they talk about KDU, we know KDU because KDU has been around for many years. Okay, so I think it is important for us to start a little bit on our history. All right, so if you look at our history over here, before we were UOW Malaysia, we were then KDU. All right, we were KDU and we were under this organization or this company called Paramount Education. Okay, Paramount Education. So when we talk about Paramount Education, Paramount is actually a large organization here in Malaysia. It does very much a lot on property development. All right, it does property development, and basically it has numerous different projects of all kinds around Malaysia itself. Batu Kawan was subdeveloped by Paramount itself. All right, and then over in PJ, Selangor, there are also a lot of property that was actually developed by Paramount. So we all know Paramount as a large property developer, kan? We all know, kan? Now, basically, what happened in the early 80s was the owner of Paramount, Dato' Teo, during that time, he had this idea of starting a college. During that time, college only, not even university. The reason why was he wanted to make education affordable for everybody. All right. And they no need to go overseas. They no need to go overseas kan mahal. Okay. So that is why he started in 1983 KDU College. Okay, so if you look at the history, this is something quite important. All right, you just have a look at this. Okay, so what we had under Paramount Education was we had KDU University College, we got KDU College, we got KDU Penang University College, we got Sri KDU, and we got Real Education. What it mean was Paramount not only covered the tertiary education side, they also did primary and secondary. Then they also did early childhood, kindergarten, and nursery. Okay, so that was what under Paramount Education. Okay, so Paramount under Datuk Teo, he started college, then slowly he grew Sri KDU Real Education, and so on. Now, of course, that was the growth. That was how Paramount Education was. But as every large company, their strategy changes. Betul kan? Strategy change. So at a period of time in the 2014, 15, 16, somewhere there, 17, there was a change in strategy by Paramount Education, where they wanted to focus on their property development. Okay? They wanted to focus on their property development. So what happened was, during that time, when they wanted to focus on their property development and they have education over there, so they started to diversify their portfolio. They changed, yeah? All right? They started releasing this, that, and so on. And during that time, coincidentally, UOW, University of Wollongong in Australia, was strategizing to further expand in Asia. So when they came over, this was in 2017, I still remember. They came over not only to us, to many different institutions, So before you buy, you need to know the company, kan? So they were like looking at different institutions. I'm not saying which institution. We were one of them, of course. So they were studying this and that and whatnot. So when they came to us, when they studied us, they found that there was a synergy. There was a synergy. What synergy was it was, University of Wollongong, Australia, when they look at how Paramount run KDU and what KDU was, ada persamaan lah. Something quite similar. Vision lebih kurang. Mission lebih kurang. Certain strategies all lebih kurang. So, they decided to take the leap. They started the work and eventually they came up with a partnership for acquisition. That is why in 2019, we became UOW Malaysia KDU during that time. All right, I'll show it to you. Now, okay, so this is a bit of a history first. KDU started in 1983. Then after that, in 1991, kat Penang, in Penang, we started. All right, then it grew. And in 2010, these are important dates. 2010, we became University College kat Selangor. Kat Selangor, we became University College. Then in 2015, we shifted Selangor. Our Selangor campus sekarang kat Glenmarie, tapi dulu kat Damansara Jaya. So previously Damansara Jaya, we shifted only here 10 years ago in 2015. For those of you from Selangor, you know right outside there is the train, MRT. Now, the MRT was supposed to be completed 3 years ago. And then after that, it shifted after delay, MCO, and so on. It was supposed to be March. LRT, yes, it was supposed to be March this year. And now it has postponed to September this year. So we hope it doesn't shift anymore. All right, because that is one key point our student always tanya. Bila nak start. Okay, so that is one. So in 2015, this is where we were, right? Then in 2019, as what I said earlier on, we were then acquired by UOW Australia, and then we became UOW Malaysia KDU. Now, why is this important, my fellow friends? A lot of parents tanya, a lot of parents ask this question, okay? Because parents, they know KDU. When you go for education fair, sometimes when I go, I speak to parents, you explain to them about UOW, There is a question mark that they have. But then you tell them, oh, we were KDU. Yes, I know. Because KDU has been a brand in Malaysia for many, many years. For many, many, many years already. It is for 42 years. So that brand lingers on in a lot of the parents who themselves may have had their tertiary education in KDU. You see, that is why they actually know about this. Okay, so in 2019, UOW Malaysia, KDU. That is how we became under UOW itself. Now, University of Wollongong is an Australian university. Basically, globally, they have branches in Hong Kong. There is University of Wollongong, Hong Kong. There is Dubai. There is, of course, Malaysia. And recently, just roughly around 4 or 5 months ago, there is in India. They have opened in India. Okay, now, so if you look into its geographic locations, basically very strategic. Hong Kong to target that particular geographical area. Then we have Dubai, which they have been running for teens of years to target the Middle East. Then Malaysia to target the Southeast Asia and a large growing market over in India. So now they have UOW in India. All right. So these are the global campuses under UOW Global Enterprise. All right, guys. Any questions so far? Faham, ah? So history, we were KDU, we evolved, and now we become UOW. Important because parents, normally when you chat with parents, they will ask a lot of questions about, were you KDU last time? What has happened? Why this and that and so on. Okay, so it's actually good to know. Okay, so now, and of course, we have acquired different institutions in 2022, 2022. We acquired Ramsay Sime Darby Healthcare College, and it is now become UOW Malaysia College. UOW Malaysia College. On the institution, I will then explain to you a little bit more later. It can be a bit confusing. I will explain to you. That is also very important. So you don't worry. I will talk to you about it a little bit more. Okay. Now, in November 2023, the campus in Selangor, UOW Malaysia, KDU University College, attained full university status to become University of Wollongong, Malaysia. All right. So the campus in Selangor campus became a full university. So we are now University of Wollongong, Malaysia. Now, some of you may ask, some of you already thinking, Gabe, how come over in Penang University College, over in Selangor is university? Why? Now, the thing is because both these institutions have separate license. One is not the branch, Penang is not the branch campus of Selangor. Please take note, it's a separate entity. That is why Penang, Selangor got VC different VC. Selangor VC is Prof. U, Penang, Prof. Chong. So separate license, you know. So sometimes some of you may ask, why didn't we do that? Because historically, it was two entities. Memang two entities. So in Malaysia, it's like this. From a college, university college, and university under one license. No such thing as, oh, Selangor dapat university, Penang automatically dapat university. Tak ada, tak ada macam tu. You need to go through the process of submission. You need to go through the process of submission. And the submission process is college, university college, and full university. Okay? So, currently, the entities yang kita ada, what we have are like this. We have University of Wollongong, Malaysia, which is the university in Selangor. We have UOW Malaysia KDU University College Penang. This is the one that my friends, Dr. Diana, Dr. Tan, and so on, in Georgetown and Batu Kawan. That one is one license, bukan two license. That one is one license. Pening kan? That is one license. Okay. Then we have UOW Malaysia KDU College in Selangor. Selangor, I have a UOW Malaysia KDU College. Let me explain to you why. All right, let me explain to you. When we were dulu KDU College, we became KDU University College, correct? So the license for the college became University College. But when you become a university college, there are a lot of things that a university college cannot do that a college can do. Example, franchise program. Example, 3+0 program, and so on. So we were having in Selangor, University of London Law. University of London, very popular law program. But when we became a university college, by law, we cannot run. Cannot run lah. So what did we do? We acquired another license, a college license, so that we can run A levels, we can run ACCA, we can run University of London Law. These are the programs and many more franchise programs that can only be run in college. Understand this, guys? So we acquired another one because when our college license upgrade to university college, the college habis, finish. It is the same license number but upgraded. Okay? And then, now that is why Penang didn't take college. Penang previously was KDU College Penang. When they upgraded to University College, they didn't buy a college license. They said, no need, we maintain. Because anything that needs to be done in the college franchise, Selangor can do. That is why they don't have a college license. You understand? Because they didn't buy. It's like that. Malaysian law is like that. Okay? Now, that is why we have KDU College. We also have UOW Malaysia College. This is a nursing college. Nursing. We bought Ramsay Sime Darby. In 2022, we purchased Ramsay Sime Darby. Now, some of you may hear Ramsay Sime Darby is actually a very big company that deals in medical and healthcare. All right. So over in Selangor, Subang Medical Center. Pernah dengar? Subang Medical Center was known as Ramsay Sime Darby. It's a big company, international company. All right. So their nursing school we bought over in 2022. All right. So if you come to the Selangor campus, for those of you, my friends in Penang, the building, our big building, have 3 institution, 3 institution. KDU College is on the 4th floor, tingkat 4. UOW Malaysia College is on the 6th floor. All right. That is the nursing school. All right. And then the others are the university. So we have 3 entities over there. We have 3 entities. Okay. So understand guys? So now I hope you guys are a bit clearer about why we have these entities here in UOW. So many entities. Ada pula college, university college, and university and so on. Any questions? Can? Following? All right, very good. Okay. Now, who are the people that leads this? This one important because sometimes they go around, they see you all. Miss Marisa Mastroani, she is the Group CEO of UOW Global Enterprise. Now, this is the arm. She is the big boss of UOW Global Enterprise that manages Hong Kong, Dubai, Malaysia, and India. All the campus. All the international campus is under UOW Global Enterprise. Okay, now, UOW, University of Wollongong, Australia, is a university. They started this company called UOW Global Enterprise to run all the international campuses. Faham? So it's like running the campuses. So she is not the chancellor of UOW. That's the difference. Chancellor or vice chancellor is the academic head of the university. That one, UOW lain. She is the one, the CEO of Global Enterprise that run everything of the international campus. So on and off, she will drop by. She goes to Penang on and off, Selangor, and so on. Okay? Okay. So she is the group CEO. Then, this one you all tahu lah. Pernah lah. This one pernah jumpa lah. Alright. This is Datuk Sri Michael Yam. Guys, you all must know him. Why? He is our chancellor. He is our chancellor. Huh? Our chancellor. You mustn't say you do not know him. He is our chancellor, our main man. He goes around one very nice fella. He will chat with you and so on. All right. So he is our chancellor, Michael Yam. Okay. Convocation, for those of you who have gone through our convocation, you would have met him. Other than that, on and off, he will be on campus. So you just feel free to stop him, have a chat. Nice gentleman, very nice gentleman, very knowledgeable, well-read, well-traveled, very much into architecture and engineering. That is his background. All right, architecture and engineering. But he is a foodie, so okay, he knows about food. Everybody knows about food. We are Malaysian, kan? Malaysian, our pastime, either the lepak is makan mah. All right. Yes. Okay. Understand, guys? This is Dr. Sri Michael Yam. These people you know lah. Then we have Miss Jennifer Ng. Miss Jennifer Ng, she is CEO Asia. Her boss is Marisa Mastroani. She is the one in charge of Hong Kong and Malaysia. All Malaysia campus, all Hong Kong campus report to her, Jennifer Ng, over here. Okay? So she is on and off on our campus. All right, and also Penang. Next week she's in Penang. Next week she's going to Penang on the 18th. Got the Chinese New Year thing and so on. She'll be in Penang. All right. So on and off lah. You all will see her. All right. Now, feel free to give her a chat. Just talk to her. You know, she's also very well traveled. 20 lebih tahun, 20 over years she has been working in Hong Kong. Then we have Prof. Yu. He is the VC of Selangor University. He is the head of the university in Selangor, Prof. Yu. All right. Background computing engineering. All right. Prof. Chong, you tahu lah. For Penang colleagues, your big boss, she's an engineer, right? You all know, right? She's an engineer, Australian trained. That's Prof. Chong. Many years already in Penang. Many years. Okay. So these are your vice chancellor. Then we have Prof. Hon. Prof. Hon is the DVC academic. She oversees every academic element in the university and the college. She is also the principal of the nursing school. She is the principal of UOW Malaysia College. All right. Then we have Mr. Shankar. All right. Nice chap. He is the DVC administration. So what does he do? He looks into all administration element over in Penang and also in Selangor. Then the final gentleman over there is me. All right. I'm the head of the Teaching and Learning Center for Penang and Selangor. And I also wear the hat of principal of UOW Malaysia KDU College. So my main hat is the principal. I look into programs of ACCA, law, and so on. I run my college, but my passion is in teaching. Is teaching and learning. That is my passion. Itu the principal hat is sebab diperlukan. Okay, what to do? We do what is needed, right? Not but basically it is a teaching and learning part. Okay, so these are the people that on and off you will see in Penang and also in Selangor. When you all come down, feel free to drop by, have a chat. We'll be happy to speak to you all. Okay, understand so far? Faham? Okay. Now, so UOW in Malaysia, basically, we are an establishment over here more than 41 years. This year we are 42 years old. We are very student-centered. We are one that emphasizes. Mr. Jailani, how are you? That guy, he's not new.
Hey, I'm new. I'm still
You are
new
not
here.
new. Pernah jumpa lama, I think like what, 6 years ago, right? Okay. Good to see you. Welcome back. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy that you're back. Very good to see you. Okay. Now, this is something very important in UOW Malaysia. I need to speak on this. This is called the vision and the mission. Apa is our mission? Vision. Now, the vision is basically to be a leading global education provider delivering transformative student experiences in Malaysia and the region. This is one thing we need to look at. We want to be a leading education provider not only in Malaysia, but the region. We didn't say the world yet because we do understand that the hat that we are wearing currently may not be sufficient in meeting the global aspect to be number one in the world. But in Malaysia and in the region is something that we are striving for. More so when we look at the people that we are hiring. As a educational institution, we are only as good as the people that we have. All of you lah. All of you are the key backbone that makes the institution what the institution is. It is not the building. You can have the most beautiful building, but when the people are not committed or do not have that focus in achieving those organizational goals, then it is useless. So it is the people that it is critical in the assurance of the organization. So when we look at here in our vision to be a leading global education provider, it is multi-pronged. Multi-pronged meaning that facilities we must have. People is as critical, and of course, practices. The way that we practice, what we do, how we do it is also very, 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 very important. So these are the key elements that will ensure we strive for our vision. Then, for us to achieve that, we have our mission. Our mission is the way that what we do to achieve our vision. So what do? We collaborate with local and global communities to deliver quality teaching, learning, and research, nurturing global leaders with a truly international outlook. Okay, so this is something that we are striving for. We want to develop individuals that are relevant. That is very important. Okay, it is like program educational objectives, PEO. You know, when you develop program, the first thing you look at is your PEO, right? Program educational objectives. What the student need to achieve when they graduate. It's the same thing. So when we look at our mission over here, we are looking at individuals that will be relevant upon their graduation and 5 to 10 years subsequent from their from the date of graduation itself. That is very important. So like for example, a student that does an engineering degree is 4 years. So if he joins on the 1st of January, okay, we don't do 1st of January, 3rd of February 2025, he will graduate 6, 7, 8, 9, end of 2009, maybe 2010, depending. This individual will still need to be relevant then and 5 to 10 years from that day. So that is something that it comes down to us. We need to ensure that the students that come to us have the skill and ability to be able to be relevant until that. So guys, your role is not easy, kan? It's not easy, right? So like now you're thinking, I'm teaching my student, all right? I'm teaching my student engineering. I am a lecturer in the in the engineering department. I'm teaching my student. That student this year 1 will only graduate in 2009. End of 2029, right? And then he will only start work in 2030. Can you even think about that? Okay, so now you need to make sure that person is relevant, by what you're teaching today. So that is what we are doing. So the role that we play is actually something that it is large. It is significant and large. It is not like, students today, you teach or you don't teach, at the end of the day is their life. No, we play a big role. That is our mission here. Okay, guys? Now, so what are the expectations of an academic staff in UOW? You as an academic staff here at UOW, there are certain values that we hope that you abide. Now, these values will guide the behavior of staff in all parts of the university. Now, what are these values? So these values come down to these 6 values. These 6 values is something that we instill in all of our staff, all of our colleagues. We hope that when the staff are instilled with these values, when they practice these values on their own, at the end of the day, our student will be able to understand and absorb these values and apply it on their own also. You see, kita baik, our good behavior, our students will follow. Students follow our good behavior, they will be good. That is a general practice. So what are these values over here? There are 6. Integrity, courage, collaboration, passion, excellence, and innovation. Okay, so these are the values that we hope every one of our colleague over here will practice, okay, in your everyday life. So ladies and gentlemen, it is where we hope that when you are met with a roadblock or a question mark or the junction, a T junction, you want to know, do I do A or do I do B? Do I take left or do I take right? Look at these core values over here. Certain things will be difficult, but if that is the way to go, then you need to have courage to do it. You do it because that is the way to go. Okay, integrity, do the right thing. Okay, because as educators, there is a lot of power that has been given to you. When you mark papers, when you do assessment, you evaluate the students, you play a big role. Whatever you do in class will have a direct impact to how a student is being developed. Yes, the way you speak, the way you behave. Let me tell you guys, I've been teaching for, some of you may be more. The first time I taught was in 1998. I still remember, I started teaching in 1998. So this is 2005, we're talking nearly 28, 27, 28 years. In my many years of teaching, I cannot doubt that whatever we do, how big or how small in class, will have an impact to our student. Sometimes we think, nothing lah, we just do something, just, laissez-faire, lepak lah. No, students will see that behavior and they will what? They will follow. All right. So when you have good practices, they will follow those good practices also. So this is what I want in all of you. And I can assure you, your heads will want it in you. Dr. Yap will want it in you. Dr. Marcos will also want it in you. All right. Ting Ting will also ensure that these are the things that are important in the way that you practice in class. All right. So these are the things that are important. Okay. In our line of work, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be rich, you are in the wrong line. You are definitely in the wrong line. Okay? Okay. But what is the rewards in education? Either than your own research reward, I'm not going to talk about that. It is where a student come up to you and say, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Or when the student, after graduating, working already outside, a few years you never meet, then one day you're having nasi lemak burung hantu. Then at night, this person come and see you, sir, you remember me or not? Then you look at him, her. No, I cannot remember. You taught me 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 15 years ago. For me, it can be 25 years ago. Thank you very much. That is your reward. That is your reward. That is what in academia is. Okay, guys? That is your reward. It's very different. And in many years, I dare say it because, as I said, since 1998 until today, in the many classes that I've gone through, okay, that is the reward, what I've experienced. And those are the things that will make your day. Okay. So please, these core values, ladies and gentlemen, please follow it. Please follow it. Okay. And I'm quite sure, as I see you guys, like from Penang, your business school, Dr. Marcos, Dr. Sim, and Dr. Yap, and over in Selangor, we have Ting Ting, we have Dr. Lu, we have Mr. Lu, and so on. These individuals, I worked with them for many, many years. These values, you see the way that they do. All right. There are many good things that you can learn from them. Correct? Correct? So take it as a listening board. Okay. Learn from your colleagues. Right? Abide, follow these values that we have. Okay. Now, as for our student, each and every one of our students have graduate attributes that they need to achieve. Okay. Now, what are graduate attributes? Graduate attributes are 6 key things that at the end of the day, student must achieve. student must achieve. So what are these? It is intellectual competency, professional acumen, effective communication skill, creative critical thinking, entrepreneurship, and global mindset. These are the graduate attributes, ladies and gentlemen, that after the student graduate, waktu dia graduate, they must have this. So if you look at cognitive skill, pakai otaknya, is basically intellectual competency. So, ladies and gentlemen, cikgu, sifu, datuk dan datin, you all, your role, not only to develop intellectual competency, all right? Yes, you must give knowledge, but you must also help develop communication skill. Many of our students today cannot speak, cannot relate to people. I was just telling my colleagues during a discussion just a few days ago. In my many years of teaching, I started in KDU, during that time KDU, in 2001. 1st of January 2001, I joined KDU. Before that, I was in a different university. So I've been in KDU, UOW KDU for roughly 24, 25 years. I told them one thing that they all also say, betul lah. Previously, in the early years of my time in KDU until 2010 and so on, we experienced student fighting, student gaduh in campus, tumbuk, baling kerusi, gaduh. Why do you fight? Because disagreement. Betul. My idea, your idea different, we fight lah. We disagree. We are vocal. But in the past 6 to 7 years, there were no fighting cases in UOW Selangor. What does it mean? Students semua baik-baik already lah. Betul. Betul. All the students are good. Yeah. Perfect lah. Kita punya student sekarang semua sudah angel. Why? Why are there no fights? Even the cases in SAC cases, case report, because security have to report, nothing, barely anything. Why? One reason why fights take place previously, arguments and fights, was because there were a lot of communication. Betul, you communicate mah. There were no mobile phones, so you want to face to face. And sometimes people at this age, they get angry, they fight. Normal, this is normal. But today, what happened is our students communicate are basically on their mobile phones. Correct not? They're on their mobile phones. So they have lost the ability, many of them, to do face-to-face communication. So if you look at this general basic concept of less fights, on the matter of security, we are blessed lah, senang lah sikit, tak ada what. But if you think of it in a social context, ladies and gentlemen, our students have lost the ability to do human contact. All right? So now it is all keyboard warriors. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just telling you, explaining to you the whole environment that has gone through from what it was until what it is today. All right? This is the changing demographic shift of how students evolve. All right. So as for us as educators, if you look into these graduate attributes, our role is not only on the intellectual competency. We need to also concentrate on professional acumen, communication skill. We need our students to be able to communicate. We need our students to be able to do critical, creative thinking and have a global mindset. These are very important elements. That is our role as educators. Okay? Any questions, guys? Boleh? Boleh, So far, so good, Okay. So suddenly some of you who are new to teaching, like Dr. Tan, right? You're new, good. Congratulations. I know you want to pull out already, right? Not? Wah, jadi cikgu banyak kerja, Wah, I didn't know. I thought jadi cikgu senang saja masuk kelas, tok 2 jam, balik, mark paper. Oh, now I want to U-turn lah like that. Don't worry. This is part of it. This part is fun. Okay. There's a lot of things to it. Okay. Now, I want to stress this one a little bit. Why? After the graduate attributes, I say this is what our students need when they graduate. I want to talk a little bit about this. Only one slide. is called the main focus of the MQF second edition. Now, for those of you who are not in the know, the MQF stands for Malaysian Qualification Framework. This is the key document come out from the ministry on what qualifications, what the education qualification is for us in tertiary education. So in many years, it was version 1, version 2 was 6 years, 7 years ago, and second edition, a revision just came out last year. Okay, so when you talk about example tahap 1 hingga tahap 8, everything is MQF. Level 1 to level 8. Level 8 is PhD. Level 7 is master. Level 6 is degree. Everything is MQF. Alright? So MQF dictate lah. It's a very important document that I hope all of you read. Especially malam-malam tak boleh tidur. If you cannot sleep at night, you read this document, sure sleep. Alright? No lah, it's actually a very important document. Very nice document. Now, in the recent update, very important, I want to stress. MQF, the ministry, revised certain key things that they want to emphasize when you develop program. Not only when you develop program, but for those of you who already running program, they want you to include inside your program. For those of you who engineering department or engineering faculty, you guys will smile. You know why? You will say to yourself, ini barang ini kita sudah buat. Especially SDG. I explain to you. So, MQF want these few things to be included in all new program. Why? Because currently our program standard in Malaysia is very good. Seriously, guys, it's very good. The document, the process is very good. The MQF document is very good. Implementation is a different story. I'm not talking about implementation. I'm talking about the process is very good. Now, they wanted to include these 4 things. I want to emphasize on 2 key things of these 4. One is value-based education. The MQF want us as education institution from this year onwards, tahun ini, whatever we develop and we do, we want to put in value-based. What is value-based? Value-based is the understanding that knowledge is not everything. That means we want graduates that will not only be knowledgeable and educated, but do the right thing. So things such as like integrity, honesty. You see? So what they want is for us to include this value-based education in our syllabus. Okay? To instill in our student what are values. Okay, so because in Malaysia, as you know, a lot of our crime, our big crime is not blue collar, it's white collar crimes. But million are those people who are intelligent, who are people who are knowledgeable, who are people with power. So that is what they want to do. And another thing I want to stress is the integration of SDG. Okay, now you all will know the 17 SDG. So what FQF want us to do is this. From this year onwards, when you develop your program or when you review your program, include touching on SDG. Not all 17 lah. All 17 you mati lah. So maybe your program, you will touch 1 or 2 of them. 1 or 2. You understand? Okay. Now, the beauty of it is, as I said, engineering school, you guys have been doing this for many years because engineering board already perlukan. So now, MQF also, they see, they learn from other framework and they say, hey, this is important. So now they want it to be implemented in program development and also when you run your class. So even though you're running a program that is already approved 2-3 tahun lalu, when you do program review, actually dari tahun lepas, from last year, end of last year, you are supposed to integrate, include some SDG element. Does it mean you change your syllabus? No, you don't change your syllabus. You just ensure that students understand what SDGs are. And to say that student, now you are looking at materials. Let's say you're teaching in engineering materials, how certain materials can be reused, and these things can actually help elevate poverty or something like that. You see, touching on SDGs, equality, and then this and that and so on. So this is what MQF wants. So why am I stressing it here today for all of you, especially in your first acid trip that we are touching on? What I want to say is this. The policies by our ministry is good. Let me tell you that. Our MQF documents, for a person who actually reads these documents and apply or adjust their documents to our policies. I look at policies for the institution. They are actually good documents. All right. So what they do is also understanding what is needed by the student today. All right. These are needed by the student in today's environment. Okay. So that is why they put it down over here. The other two on flexible learning pathway will be APEL, harmonizing MQF with other sectoral occupational frameworks will be like engineering board. MQF also learn from engineering board. A lot of good things. We apply lah. All right. The only thing that we don't apply from engineering board is their OBE lah. Gila punya, that one crazy. You people engineers, I don't know how you, good lah. Engineers got no choice. All right. You want to make sure that the bridge doesn't crumble or doesn't fall, right? So there are a lot of key aspects that needs to be looked into. Okay. Understand this, guys? All right. So this is what is evolving. So we as educators, we need to evolve. We need to evolve. So sometimes we always say the government is very slow, is very doing things that are in the 60s or the 70s. No, they are also applying, they are also requiring change. They are also requiring us as institutions to look into these changes that are taking place. Good. Now, so here in UOW Malaysia, what are the schools or departments or faculties? So basically, we have business, engineering, computing, law, ACCA or accounting, with hospitality, communication, and the works. So there are many schools. Now, please take note. There are certain schools, Penang you have, UG we don't have. Like Penang, you have courses, programs regarding interior design and architecture. We don't have over in UG. And there are certain courses in UG that we don't have in Penang, like ACCA, we got in UG, we don't have in Penang. Please take note now, guys. If a parent during counseling asks you over in Penang, do you have ACCA? You must say, yes, we do, in our Selangor campus. Don't say no. And over our friends in Selangor, if a parent asks, do you have interior design degree? Yes, we have in our Penang campus. Okay, this is very important. So because the thing is, due to the way that our institution was developed, you will see certain programs. 90% of the programs are similar. However, there is that difference of 10% that makes us unique. So it is important for us to sell to parents when they ask. Yes, we do. We do have ACCA. That will be in our Selangor campus. And if your son wants to study in Selangor, we have accommodation there and so on. And you'll be able to help them in that. Just pass us the contact and we'll be able to contact the parent or the student. So this is how we work over here. We don't see ourselves as silos, individual, but as one unit with many geographical locations. Okay, many geographical locations. So Penang ada, Selangor, so we have Selangor, we have law, okay? We have University of London Law. So if students want to do law, ask them to come to Selangor. Under my college, I got law. Come, okay? Now, so for some of you, I'm new to KDU, UOW, and my job as a lecturer, educator. So there are always two ends to it. For some of you, you have been teaching, so you know your general product very well. For some of you, this may be your first time. Don't worry. Even the expert had to go through the first time. Okay, so there's no such thing as nobody became an expert overnight. You have to go through a process. One way I want to stress over here for many of you is look at your head of schools, look at your program leaders, especially your head of schools. I want to say that. All right, Have an open communication with your head of schools. Don't be worried to speak to them and learn from them because they are good people. They are good people. I work with them. They are good people. Of course, some of them carry many caps. Dr. Yap, for example, he's in Batu Kawan, he's in Georgetown. Batu Kawan, he's operational head, you know. Every 2 days, if every 2 or 3 times a week, he's out meetings. But if you can catch him, sit down, pick his brain, speak to him on your challenges. There are a lot of things that these people, these colleagues will be able to teach you, to tell you. And have an open mind, because the thing is this, we, in our many years of teaching, have made mistakes. Definitely. Prior to me being where I am today, there were many mistakes that I've made. I've fallen, I've gotten up, I have climbed, I've succeeded. And I've also had challenges that I needed help. So it's so much easier if we can guide, advise on certain things so that it will make your journey a little bit smoother. That doesn't mean your journey will be totally smooth. It will never be. You will have students to go in and will question the life out of something. All right? How would you tackle that? That is good. You want thinking in your student. All right? There are students who will ask you questions that you will not have an answer. And don't be shy, because with what the students have in their arms today, the technology that they have, we are looking at not only AI, we're looking at Google and so on, then their knowledge may be very wide. But it could be at the surface, whereas you know that. They may ask you questions that currently you cannot answer. Don't feel down. Don't feel that, oh my God, student asked me a question that I cannot answer. I feel very PID. You know what I'm saying, lah. Don't. Okay, don't. Tell the student, very good question, very unique. Let me look into it and I'll get back to you. All right? All right? So this is very important. Don't expect you as a new lecturer with your high top degrees to know everything. Because if you assume that you know everything and one day something crops up that you cannot answer, you will feel very let down. Don't. It is normal. Okay? The main thing is process. Don't guess the answer. Don't guess the answer. If the thing about respect by our students is this, if they know you are pulling their leg, they won't respect you anymore. Okay? Students are not dumb. They are clever. Whew, very intelligent. They know a lot of things. Don't. Not sure, I'll get back to you. But make sure you get back to them. Make sure you go and check, get the answer and get back to them. That is very important. Don't say get back to you and after the whole semester, you don't speak to them. Okay? Make sure it is done. So that is one, especially for those who are new. Okay? For those who have already been teaching for many years, like myself, when I started teaching and today, things have changed. I say we because it includes myself, we must never assume that what was effective when you started teaching 20 years ago will be effective today. Okay? It is changed. It has changed a lot. My pedagogy, my method, andragogy to a certain extent, the way I teach adults. I used to teach MBA students, previously adults, change. Okay? Totally. How it was last time and how it is today, the type of students have evolved. So when they evolve, when the product evolves, you need to adjust to them. Using the same method over and over again, you will not get the same result. Okay, because the factor has changed, the students have changed. So we need to adapt. And the problem with us old timers, we are reluctant to change sometimes. Old timers reluctant to change. Young people more adaptive to change. Old timers, hey, I've been using this for 20 years. Why I want to change? So don't. So when we look into this, the whole environment of academia has evolved to a state where now knowledge may not be proven by just the certificate. Knowledge is something which is constantly being attained by the student. Okay? This is where we need to play in this field that is very different. This field evolves, evolves. Okay? It's not like football. If you're playing football, it's very similar. Generally, the field will be of a certain dimension. The goalpost, certain dimension, and that is your goal. You're supposed to kick the ball into your opposition's goalpost. But just picture a game where every time you play, the rules change, and that is what is happening today. That is what is actually happening today. So, like even for us, when we sit down and we strategize, what do we need to go forward? Sometimes we have meetings and we discuss. Let's develop program. And everybody becomes quiet. You know why? All the heads, all your bosses, all your heads look at each other. What program now? Because we cannot focus, 5 years down the road, apa diperlukan? Not easy. The goal, dulu very easy. 20 years ago, engineering, sure people want. Computing, sure they want. Accounting, sure they want. Now it changes. Okay? So we as educators need to evolve accordingly. Okay? Things that academic need to do. For those of you who are new, these are certain things that we need to do, cannot run away. We need to prepare course, preparation for course delivery. You need to do your own notes. You need to deliver your course. For some of you who have taught in different institutions, I know I have certain colleagues who told me, Gabe, in my previous institution, I teach, but my exam paper, I got assistant to mark for me. Then you are blessed lah. But here you mark your own paper. You have to mark your own paper. So preparation of assessment and assignment, final exam, marking, assigning final grade, moderation, exam papers, and so on. You need to do research, supervision of project, and mentoring of students. All right, you need to mentor students also. One thing I want to stress, ladies and gentlemen, that is very important is understand your scope. Your scope, you are there as an educator, as a guide for the student for the course. Okay, let's say Dr. Tan, what do you teach? Mathematics.
Static.
Stats. Static or stats?
Static.
Static.
Engineering
Okay.
static.
Engineering static. I do not know. Anyway, engineering static. Student ask him anything about static. If he do not know the answer, you better find out. That is your role. That is why I pay you salary. Betul. You find out, you tell the student. That is your role. Student do not know, I don't understand. You teach them. But student come to you and say, I broke off with my girlfriend or boyfriend. Can you help me? Is that your role? No, please. If it's not your role, send to the right people. Who is the right person here? Who? Not Dr. Yap,
Counselor.
Yes, very good. You guys don't think, Dr. Yap. Bukan, Counselor. Why? A lot of our students have reached an age that they have different kinds of problems. If it is not your role, please don't. There are numerous cases that has happened before, lecturer guide, until it became worse. Okay, so if it's not your role, tell the student, Miss, Sir, I know you're having this issue. Can I bring you to the counselor? Let the experts take care. Okay? But anything to do with your subject, static, you don't tell the counselor, you settle on your own. This is what we do. All right, we need to know what our role. In private education, our role evolved already. Not only teaching, we need to do open day also. We need to do career fair. The thing now is you guys are blessed. Education fair very little already now, right? Not dulu I still remember education fair nearly every week, 2 weeks once. Now barely lah. All right. So those things must do. All right. Those things is part and parcel of part of the role. All right. But anything that is not especially matters pertaining to students' personal life, my advice to you, send to the professionals. Okay. That is the right thing to do. Okay, so that is something very clear. So when you look at this academic need to do over here, This part here on mentoring students is a key part over there. Students in your class are all different. That is why you know OBE lah, outcome-based education. Every student have different styles and ability to learn, but they can achieve, they can succeed in their given time. Okay, different students will achieve differently. So this is where you need to understand your student, and from there you develop them. Okay, you develop them. Now, for some of you who are new, first time teaching, if this is the problem, you this way cannot, don't keep banging this way. Your student will be angry, your student will be irritated. Learn, speak with your seniors. My people teaching and learning will be able to assist you. Same problem, you may want to look at it 360. This way cannot, we try this way. We try this way. We try this way. We find out why the problem exists. First things first. I remembered in my many years of teaching, there was one student many years ago, very resistant in class. Clever bugger, but very resistant. Very gatal lah in the way. No, I won't use the word gatal. Very, the mouth, very, everything should got answer one. We found out at home got problem. At home got problem. That is why this person was who he was. Sometimes the problem is not because the student don't want to learn. There are many different aspects to it. Many different aspects to it. So this is where it is important to mentor and understand. If it is personal issue, counselor. Send to counselor. Send to your, every campus got our own skilled counselor. These people got certificate one, not any normal thing. So please send to them. Make an appointment, send to them. But ask the student first. Don't force the student to go. It is the student need to go on their free will. You cannot paksa a person to go, Okay, understand, guys? Okay, so these are certain things that you need to understand. Okay, always remember your head, your ADH or your PLs are there to assist you. They are there as your first liner. They are your first liner to be able to assist you and guide you. So please speak with them. Okay. So why is this important? The reason is because if you look into general statistics in 2023, there are almost 220 public universities, 416 public higher education institutions, 36 polytechnics, and 105 community colleges in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, if you take away community college and polytechnic, private higher institutions, university college and public university is 436. Lebih kurang lah. Every year got minus a little bit one. Some will drop off and so on. And if you look at our statistics, every year peratus SPM people taking is going down. There are less and less people taking SPM. Even for us, our local market numbers are also going down. So now we are looking at more foreign students. Betul kan? For those of you all notice, right? There are foreign students. Now, foreign students are good. However, culturally, we need to also understand things can be different. So we as educators, we also need to adapt accordingly. Okay? Because previously, we used to have foreign students also. Okay? But maybe the percentage wasn't very high. So we need to be cautious. Okay? Conscious in our way. Conscious. We need to be able to adapt. Okay? And have open communication. Many a times, the key issue is because difference in the way we communicate. Certain cultures are more direct. And when they are direct, you say, this fellow is rude. They are not rude. They are just direct. Certain cultures, they will never speak up their mind. Right or not? They will belit, but they dare not say that they do not know because shy, got face. Muka. If I say I don't know, teacher think that I am not intelligent. So that is what is important. We need to understand this is the changing environment. More so for those of you who are teaching level 7 and level 8, tahap 7, tahap 8, there is a lot of masters and PhD students that are from China. Correct, right? I don't know lah. Penang ada? Tak ada. Belum lagi lah. On the way there, journey. Okay. Nice people, very nice people, but different in different in the way we relate to things. So it is important for us to understand that. So that is why, as I explained to you earlier on, the shift, we need to evolve, all right? Because the market evolving. Oh, you have 2 Chinese students in your class. I hope they're adapting well. And 1 Taiwanese, okay?
Yes, doctor. They are very nice. They are very behaved.
Yeah, well, yes, good. So this is how we need to understand and we need to adapt. I can safely say this is not a one-off phenomenon. The increase in foreign students will be something that will, I foresee, 24 to 36 months. 24 to 36 months. Because a lot of activities were done in the past 12 months for overseas market. You see, 12 months, you do a lot of promotion overseas market. Immediate impact is not the past 12 months because you do promotion. So the impact is only now and slowly go up for another 24 to 36 months. Dia macam tu punya. Okay, so I foresee it going up. Whether we maintain or whether our numbers plateau, hard to say. But this is what we see. So we as educators, we need to adapt. We need to adapt, okay, to that, because that is how the market is. Okay, so students transitioning to university. We have students now from secondary school, from A levels coming into university. During that transition process is not easy. So number one, we as educators, don't assume students come prepared. A lot of students don't come prepared. All right. Okay. Especially first semester, guys. First semester is make or break. It's like this, like you join a company, the first month or whatever is the most difficult. You got no friend, you do not know where toilet is, this and that. So, you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Students are also the same. They join, they are also grasping, learning the different methods. Okay, so we need to induce them into the system, slowly let them understand the system. All right, so that's number one. 2, independent learning style. We need to nurture into students. We need to tell the students, success is because of you. Tell the student, the A is because of you, not because of me as the cikgu. I help you only, but you wanted to learn. You understand this? Always make sure the students understand that success is because of themselves. Ask them to pat themselves on the back. Okay, so they know that success is them, failure is also because of them. If they don't do well, it's not because of the facilitator or the teacher, it's because of them. Okay, of course, if the teacher is hopeless, then it's a different story. But I'm taking into consideration that all of us are good. So the students need to understand. So this is called independent learning style. Students need to understand that now they are independent. They need to let go of all the training wheels. Training wheels is the concept, like when you were learning how to cycle, your bicycle at the side there got 2 wheels. That is called training wheel. Many a times, we always look at nursery and primary as time with training wheels. You reach secondary, is no training wheels. But sometimes, even in our secondary school, there is still training wheels, which is no good. So students come to university hoping for training wheels. And you know what is that? Training wheels is where students, you give a assignment to students. Before students can read, they come to you. Sir, how to do? Everything expect help before they even think. How to do? So what you need to do is this. You tell the student, I won't tell you how to do. Read the question. What do you think you need to do? You need to encourage thought, the way they think. Because they are so used to, tak tahu tanya lah, tak tahu, how to do, how, before they even put effort. So we want to take away the training wheel. Let them know that they're on their own. When you start cycle, last time when you were young, when you take away the training wheels, you may fall 1 or 2 times. After that, you fly. Students may fall also. That is where you guys are there. So we hope that students will fall in the first semester, so that when they go year 2 and year 3, they can run. If they're still using training wheels in year 2 and year 3, I pity the student. Okay? Just picture this. If an engineering student, a civil engineering student in year 4 still needs training wheels and graduate, do you trust that student to build a bridge? Correct or not? Do you trust that student to build a bridge? I won't trust the student to build a bridge, man. That is how it is. Next, 3, assistance provided. How much and the type expected. You must give assistance, help the student, but make sure the student knows that it's their responsibility to achieve the goal. And unrealistic expectation. Sometimes students, when they come to university, they think that going to university is just a process. No need to put effort. No, that students need to understand this word called rigor. Rigor is the effort that the student need to put in to achieve that parchment, that degree. That degree that the student get, that piece of paper, this is to state that so-and-so has been conferred a bachelor in engineering. It's not a journey only, it's effort putting in. So students need to understand that that is important. Okay, so you must understand, when a student get your degree, it is a level 6. Level 6 is expectation of the students is already pretty high. Okay, so this is students transition to university. This is what they need to do. They transit to university. Understand, guys? Okay, I know some of you you've been teaching many different institutions. It is similar in a way, all right? However, here, because this is something which I always want to instill in all colleagues that have just joined us. We need to start off on day 1, how we practice. Then the students will know, oh, Dr. Diana is like that. Her style is like that. This is what makes her her. Then they know this is what is expected from her. Like that one, you know. And then the senior, the senior will tell the junior, hey, you got Dr. Diana teaching mathematics. Example lah, mathematics. You better do your reading. You better do your homework. You see or not? It's like that. It's like a student. Ayo, Encik Jalani is teaching physics. This is his style. You better do your work. If no, you're going to get it. But it is good because it's that. Students talk, I tell you. Students talk. So you want to instill the correct way. And this is your image in that institution. And your life will be much easier. Okay? So, how to promote a smooth transition? Make yourself accessible. Okay? Emails. Sometimes students communicate with you through emails. That is very important. Official emails only, guys. Be friendly and enthusiastic. Always show that you are happy to be there. Students can see body language, the way that you relate in class. You just look at the way that you look at me. I'm a person that's very animated. I've been like that for all my life. All right. Okay. So this is how we are, because we enjoy what we do. So you have to enjoy what you do, and students can see this cikgu, this teacher is good. I want to be like him. I want to be like her. That's what's important. Provide resources and material to promote learning. I want to give you this concept. Must know and good to know. Must know is anything that is part of the syllabus, part of the course that the students must understand. Okay? If you are teaching mathematics, then concepts of trigonometry and so on, those are the things that are the must knows. All right? You cannot run away on this one. You cannot run away. Understand? Good to know are things which at the end of the day, students will benefit, will be better for them in the long run. Okay, so when you provide resources and materials to promote learning, this is very important that all the must know you must give. Is your role, is your role. Like let's say Diana teaches mathematics, she must teach what is required in the syllabus. Betul you cannot run away. Tak boleh kurang, tak boleh discount. There's no such thing as discount. Must give full price. But you also give more to further benefit or encourage the students to learn. This is resources and material for them to take one step up. Some students very good already. You can tell them, all right, students, these are it. For those of you who want to know a little bit more about that, I give you this link. You read this article lah. It can be good for you. You faham? It is maybe not directly needed in the syllabus. It is something extra. What you are doing is this. You are setting your must know. Everybody must know you teach them, but you're giving them something extra so that they will be able to develop cognitively. Faham ni? Example, last time when I was in hospitality school, my chef, we will teach, let's say, must know is 3 types of cakes. Butter cake satu, black forest cake satu, and then chocolate cake, example lah. All the student must know. Then he will give, I'm going to give you students, if those of you got time, you all want to learn extra, I give you this extra recipe. You learn on your own. This one very unique. So, if students, the hardworking students will put the effort to do that. You see or not? So this is called extra reading. Extra reading is good to give the student. I always encourage that. In my practice, I always do that. I always give extra reading to the student. That is to differentiate the men from the boys. That's what they say. All the student, basic one you give, extra one will develop the students more. Because there are those in the class, let me tell you, who want to take the extra leap. They want the thing extra one. So it's good for them. It motivates them. Because it's gamification lah, like game. Tak ada, students find boring. Habis, do this 3 ni lah, so easy. If you give something extra, they try. Wow, interesting. You know? It may stimulate something in their mind that previously they did not think of. And, of course, encourage students to seek help. Asian community don't like to ask questions. Don't like to ask for help because it shows weakness, which is wrong. Tell the students, don't worry, please come and ask questions, please come and see me. Okay? So, how I do this is in class, normally when I used to teach, I will always have assessment at the end of the lesson. Okay? I use Kahoot. This is a software, dulu Kahoot. In Kahoot, I will ask the question of all the must know of that lesson. If today's lesson is on marketing mix, then I will ask about marketing mix and only about that. Then I will see what is the percentage of students who understand. If the percentage is lower than 80%, then I find that there is a percentage I may need to repeat. If it is more than that, then very good. So this will encourage the students to, if they do not know, they may want to ask. But if they're shy to ask, at least I know what level of what that the students understand or not. Okay, now, if you do it every lesson, guys, you just think about this. Every lesson you teach 2 hours, let's say. You teach 1.5. The last 15 minutes, you do simple assessment in class. This is called formative assessment. Formative. You assess the student in class. Then you find out. Because if you can solve the problem in lesson 1, when they go to lesson 2, it's easier. If lesson 1, half your class don't understand, you go to lesson 2, 75% won't understand. Because every lesson is linked. You get it? So you solve the problem in lesson 1. And what do you ask? All the must know. Apa yang penting? What is important in the course only? Okay? What is important in the course? In that particular lesson. Okay? So this will encourage students in their learning process. Okay? It works. Let me tell you, it works. It really, really works. Okay? I will talk more about that in next week's lesson in OBE. I will stress a little bit more on that, on that concept. So this is basically how to promote. I know I've already taken 1.5 hours. I won't, it will not be very, for those of you who are a little bit late, don't worry, we will not finish at 6 one. It is only put until 6 because HRDF requirement. All right. Now, pukul 4 dah habis cukup Jumaat lah hari ni. Okay.
Sudah tahu.
Sudah tahu jalan ni. Cannot. Hazim jahat. Okay. Now, the final part. Ini penting. Is how will I be assessed? You yourself, how will you be assessed as a new staff? Okay. You're doing all of these things, right? So how will you be assessed? Some of you joined us before you joined this acid trip already 4-5 months. So how many of you already done what do you call that, a performance appraisal with your boss? For ada buat performance appraisal last year punya, last year the other, no, like for some of you who joined this year, of course not lah. Okay, for those, some of you may have joined a few months ago, you may have done, either. If you have not, fine, let me explain to you. This one is important. All of you academic staff, you will go through a process of appraisal. Appraisal is how your superior will assess you. Okay, so there are 4 types of appraisals over here, different kinds of assessment. All right, we have 1 and 2, academic staff competency appraisal and key performance index. This is actually determined by you and your boss. You and your boss. Number 3 and 4, class observation report and teaching evaluation of the student will be done by teaching and learning and also by student. Okay, so let me talk 1 and 2 first. Academic staff competency appraisal is your boss will appraise you. Like example, Diana, oh, you're a very good teacher, this and that, 4/5, 4/5, and say, well done, congratulations, pat you on the back. All right, so this is appraisal lah, okay? This is called appraisal. There is a set question, he or she will sit down with you and then will do appraisal. Faham, ah? Now, every year, you will also do this thing called key performance index or KPI. It will be done in February. Now, this month, very soon, your boss will send out to you, or maybe send out to you already. Due date on the 21st of February, first copy. Key performance index is where you will set your goal of the year. Example, I want to publish 2 papers in index journal. I want to do this, I want to do that, and that. This is your KPI. You set your own. Understand? With certain guideline. You give this, you sit down with your superior. After that, you will agree. Okay, very good. Sign. Then you will start doing your goals. You will achieve. In July, it's called midterm. Midterm, July, half of the year. Your superior will call you. Diana, example, come, let's sit down. Let's look into your KPI. You say in the beginning of the year, you want to have 2 journal. Okay, 2. But now already July, you already completed 2. Very good. Can we put in extra 1 since you are so good? Paham? You bargain. You runding. You can tell your boss, actually can because the first half of the year, my class very, very low. So I can write paper. But now, sorry, I cannot because my class now 22 hours. That's why I do early. Understand? Again. Another example. You supposed to achieve 2. In July, you achieve 0. Then your boss say, hey, what happened? Half year, you can achieve 2. Oh, no lah. The first one I submit, suddenly got problem and this and that. Then you bargain. From that 2, maybe you bargain to 1 submission and 1 summary. Okay? So this is what is called key performance index. You set your goal and then you go. We understand when we do with our staff, sometimes the environment changes. Some staff say, I want to publish 2 papers. Mid-year, he comes back to the staff, comes to us and say, yep, can I publish 3 this year? Go ahead. Because they know they can achieve more. Because so happened the first half, very lucky, 2 papers accepted. You see? So this is how it works, KPI. It is not fixed in stone. It depends because environment changes. But whatever you want to change, up or down, you better justify lah. Oh, everything cannot achieve. Your boss also will look at you. Oh, everything cannot achieve also, you got excuse, huh? All right? So you kena pandai, What I'm trying to say is this. Many colleagues are afraid of KPI. Why? How to achieve this and that? Your boss sets for you because he knows your ability. He knows that you can. He knows that the resources are there for you to achieve. But he doesn't know the future. So sometimes things happen. Nobody expected COVID to happen, right? Not, but COVID happened, right? Okay? MCO happened, right? Not. Nobody expected, but it happened. But if everything maintains the same, then the KPI is supposed to be achieved. Okay? Understand? So that is what KPI is. Any questions on this or not? I can assure you your superior will speak to you in the next few weeks because it is due on 21st of February. Okay? Now, next, class observation. Every new staff, you will be observed by your direct superior and also a representative of teaching and learning. Okay, so for Penang, most likely it's going to be Baki and her colleagues. And for Selangor, it is going to be Dr. Alicia. I have a colleague, her name is Dr. Alicia. She's the one that does class observation with Dr. Tang. Okay, so they will do class observation. So basically, class observation is where the colleague will go in, observe your class, and will give you feedback. Okay, so before they go in, they will give you a sheet on what will be observed, when, and so on. Okay, so that's class observation. Okay, now this is required for confirmation. Then we also have this thing called teaching evaluation by student. Every course that you teach, student will do evaluation at week 10 roughly around week 9, week 10, macam tu lah, lebih kurang. Student will evaluate on what they feel of the class. Okay, so this can be a good sounding board to us on how the students feel. Okay, but if you do formative feedback every lesson, you would already know the problem every lesson if there is. So don't wait until teaching evaluation. It is too late. Okay, so if it's already week 10 and then students suddenly all of them survey come in, I don't understand. Then too late already lah, that one. You want to solve also cannot already. All right. So, but that is this teaching evaluation that is done by the student. Okay, and you need to maintain at least a 3.75 over the 5. If not, your head of school will call you and will sit you down and will find out why, what are the challenges and so on. Okay, so that is why it is very important, especially for teaching pedagogy and so on. Your program leader, your ADH, your head of school, and also teaching and learning center, feel free to come and see us. We are there to help you. I have colleagues who are very much experts in delivery, so they'll be able to assist you if there is a requirement for what are the best methods in class dynamics and so on. And please, there are many trainings and workshops that we offer. Join. Okay, come join, because you are required to have 40 training hours per year as your KPI minimum. Every academic stuff. Okay, this one is fixed. 40 jam 1 tahun. Fixed. So you all must join. All right. So you are quite lucky. Acid trip that you're joining is already counted as part of ours. By the time you finish that 6, 6 kan? 6 kali 4, 24 jam. Woo! More 60% off. All right. Okay. So this is the requirement. All right. So you need to participate. Understand, guys? So this is assessment, how you will be assessed. Any questions here? Any questions on assessment? Yeah, it's important because you need to know how you will be assessed for you to do well. Always remember, open communication with your superior is very important. KPI set, agree on it. They know you can achieve it, but it is still boleh dirunding, okay, at the end as it goes along. But be realistic lah. Your superior tells you that, oh, you need to try to submit to 2 journals. Don't want lah. I don't want to do journal lah, 0 lah. Sure, mati one, cannot. No way. Okay? You need to be realistic also. As an educator in a university, example, publishing papers, research is a requirement. Cannot run away. Cannot run away one. Okay? Especially interdisciplinary. And then if you can submit for FRGS, all of these things, so please. Okay? That's good. So, in conclusion, we all love that sentence, kan? We all love that part there. In conclusion, notes to bring back. Betul lah? Note in conclusion. Ya, ni. Guys, You guys are teachers, but always remember, never cheat the master cheat. I've been teaching for 28 years. All right. Okay, in teaching, what ultimately matters is not what is taught, but what is learned. When you are in class, you are facilitating, you are teaching your student, you are guiding your student. It is not the time that you take. You can talk for 4 hours, but if the student take back kosong, it is still kosong. It is what is learned. What the student take back is important. So I always tell colleagues, if you need to sing to the student for them to understand, then sing to them lah. If you need to draw, then you draw to them. Previously, my old CEO, this is dulu, she is a mathematician. She is a mathematician, physicist. So every time you have meeting with her, don't work one, you need to write on the board. She sees thing on writing one, some people are visual learners. So she is like that one. So when she want to explain to you, she also need to write one. That is a style. If it works, do it. That's why I always say, if you are teaching maths, Dr. Tan, example, and your student don't understand, and they can only understand if you draw to them, please draw. Use cartoons. Use apples and pears. That is how it is. Okay? Because what is important is this. Not your 2 hours lecture. When the student go out from your class and they say, oh, saya faham, I understand. That is important. 2, what we teach and how we assess ought to be aligned with the intended learning outcomes. Don't teach anything because you like to teach. You only tell students, you only teach them what is required in the LO. CLO, course learning outcome. Itu yang penting. Okay? Make sure you follow the syllabus. Don't take the 2 hours talk about your grandmother, grandfather, yesterday's movie that you watch. No point. CLO is important. But once you finish your CLO and you want to use any example to further enhance that, go ahead. That is how it is. The focus is that CLO. How you do it, go ahead. You want to use Avengers movie, you want to use a Star Wars to teach a concept that is part of the CLO, go ahead. Because you're teaching the CLO, right? Not? That is important. But don't talk about Star Wars for the sake of Star Wars. No, it is the course learning outcome. That is what is important. All right? That is the essence, the EC, the essence that is important. Okay? The quality of teaching is judged by the quality of learning that takes place. At the end of the day, you are the good educator, you are the good facilitator where the students come out and be able to apply what you have taught them. That is your goal. They can apply. They can apply the theory, and they are good people. They are ethical people. They are people that can find job. That is the student that we want. Okay? At the end of the day, that is it. So it's the learning that takes place. We want to create an environment in our students that they question, that they are inquisitive in the way that they are curious. Wow, what if, especially engineering, you guys, there's so many things that you can create curiosity in the student. That is what we want. We want them to, what if, yeah, can we do this? Can we do that? And this and that. That is important. Okay? And critical for us to know how we are assessed so as to achieve our goals. The final part, your assessment, okay, KPI, you must know how you'll be assessed so that you will be able to achieve your goals. Because the key thing, if you look at the students' evaluation, students are also very honest one. You can be strict to them, but if they know they are learning, they will say, so and so teacher, lecturer, very good. See, yeah, because they know they are learning. Some people can be very strict one, but they are very good. Strict and fair. 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 Not being strict for the sake of being strict, but fair. Students also will assess. Good. Cikgu baik. Total respect. Because these individuals, at the end of the day, they have a goal to achieve. They also want to achieve their goal, which is a degree, go out, can find job. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that ends session 1 of the acid trip. All right? I hope it wasn't painful. All right? I hope you have understood how we have became who we are from KDU all the way to UOW. All right? It was a journey. Hope you understand our vision and our mission and what is it being a facilitator in this organization. Feel free to come and see me and my colleagues anytime when you're in Selangor. My doors are always open. For those who are in Selangor, you can just drop by. For those who are in Penang, feel free. Or when I go down to Penang on and off, supposed to be third week of this month or maybe beginning of next month, I may go down to Penang. All right. So feel free. We will sit down to have a chat. And then I believe at the end of the day, for us to grow, it is open, honest communication that will nurture and will stimulate the way that we think and the way that we react and behave. And at the end of the day, yang penting, our students come out to be valuable, good citizens of UOW. All right. So are there any questions that you would like to ask? No? Good. If not, have a very good day. Have a very good weekend. Take care and see you guys. See you next week.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you, Gap.
Bye. See you.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Next week, same next week morning, ah. Bye.